All right, all right, all right. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome in. You found us once again. Shoot the Gap, the Rabbit Hole Fantasy Football Show, Fantasy Football Focus Show. All right, easy to say. That spans the generation gap of the 20s, 30s, 40s, and today the 50s. We're gonna hit the half century mark. We got a half century marker here on the show. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
How
So
we do.
so I am your humble MC, Brian the Amigo Baldwin, and it is my pleasure to introduce the special guest, my brother, my real brother. Okay,
Yeah.
Stephen.
I'm the same mother.
Yeah, Stephen,
Yeah.
the bro Baldwin. How you doing, bro?
That's me. I'm very well. Thank you.
Yeah,
Doing
yeah.
great. Glad to be here.
Yeah, awesome, man. Yeah, this is one of these weird, rare moments where Ethan, the doc, he's actually out buying a house right now, so he's not able to do the
Oh,
show.
wow. That's cool.
And Connor, the gut, he's doing a little thing called work. Okay, so yeah, so
Okay.
that leaves me, and so it just so happened that it's gonna be a good night. It's gonna be the bro show. That's what we
Bro
have.
show.
The
I
bro
like that.
show.
Bro
Yeah,
show.
yeah. So,
Bro
all
show's
right.
good show.
Hey, look, that's rhymed. Look at you.
Mhm.
All right, so this is our 53rd show. It's March 6th in this hopeful year of our Lord. And we're going to have a great show. Got to have a great show. I mean, we got a special guest here, of course, but
Sure.
we'll also be hitting on some of the top news stories of the week. And we'll also be going back to, the rumors. Look at all these rumors. Find them all today. So we'll be having that around. So we're talking about that. But let's go and talk about let me talk to you about my actual brother, Steve. So, all right. So my brother, he's one of those OGs with fantasy football. I mean, he was around before like you can go ahead and just scan, or search online, to get all your stats and the information about training camps and things like that. I mean, even the scores, right, bro? The scores were like you had to
Right.
figure them
So
out yourself.
you didn't know. I mean, whatever's on TV is what you knew.
Who was
You
president?
might get lucky to have cable and have like a couple extra shows,
Yeah.
but you didn't have phone apps. You had to go to the computer.
Oh.
Like we were happy just to go to the computer and get stats, and even those weren't as up to the minute as our stats are now.
Hmm.
Like your player catch a touchdown, you see your score
Yeah.
go up right away.
Yeah.
You hit the score, and then you'd be like, "Dude, when's it gonna happen? When's it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? What happened?" And so
Gotcha.
it was very very much in the beginning. Most of our stuff, we didn't have podcasts, we didn't have shows like this. You didn't have radio shows. You had magazines at the grocery store. And you know how good those
Magazine.
are. They're as good as the time of printing, and that's it. So, I'm from like the magazines, and you might get like a little 30-minute blip on a sports radio show
Uh-huh.
where some like fantasy football guy might talk, and that's about it. But
That's
you'd have to stop everything and try to listen and write stuff down as quick as you could, and hopefully nobody interrupted you or whatever. That was it, bro. You weren't getting it again. That was it.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
one shot, and that was it.
That was it.
It was
It's
all
awesome.
gut. It was all gut and what you saw on TV.
Who was president when you first time you played?
Uh, it got to be the first George Bush,
Really?
I believe.
H.
Wait.
Herbert?
No.
That was like
I
92.
gotta say Clinton.
Yeah, Clinton. Okay.
Yeah, Clinton.
Clinton?
Yeah, it's Clinton. It was
Clinton was
after
it?
that.
All right.
Clinton.
Okay. So that's what one. That's Clinton, Bush. That's 3 presidents ago that you've been playing, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And things have improved a long way since then.
Yeah. Well, fantasy football speaking. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Everything else.
yeah.
No, but fantasy football. Yeah. But
Fantasy football.
but
We're
yeah.
gonna focus on fantasy football. We could have another radio show about those other topics.
Yeah. Right.
Today we don't want to rabbit hole that direction.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
But we will. No, things have improved vastly in fantasy football world
Hmm.
to the point now that we have like DraftKings and those daily fantasies. That was unheard of. You never heard of things like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I talked to people. I used to play this game with a newspaper, and they had a guy that would just calculate everything with all the scores that came out in the newspaper, like on Monday
Oh my gosh.
or Tuesday. I'm sorry, Tuesday, because you had to wait for the Monday night game before anybody knew anything that happened.
Oh my
and
gosh.
online drafts, no such thing. It
No,
was all on the boards, all boards. Yeah. So I've
really.
talked to people like that. I've never experienced it,
Oh my
but,
gosh.
I've talked to people who've done it.
Nice, nice. Okay. Now, in that amount of time that you've played, in the three now fourth presidency that you're that you're going
Yeah.
through, yeah.
Time goes by.
How many times you got in the championship?
Well, Ben, I've always, most of the time, I've made the playoffs.
Okay.
Like, I can't tell you how many leagues I've played, how many years, but most of those years I've been in the playoff runs.
Yeah.
I've been in the championship, like right in the championship game, I think twice.
Okay. Twice.
I wasn't in it last year, but the year before that, I was in it.
Yeah.
And, but I've always been like the game that decides the championship. Like
Yeah.
I was always third or fourth place.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So,
So I've always been in the run-in. I've always been in the deal. But when I'm not, I'm like, gutter guy. Like you just get that bad season where, you look at everything's great. You get a bad shake. You get a bad hand. That's when the luck part of the scenario of fantasy football comes into play. Because we all know you study, and I don't care how hard you study or how well you know the players, it's still a large fraction of luck in there.
oh yeah.
Because you don't know what's going to happen any given Sunday. You don't know.
Yeah. I
It's
agree.
still that any given Sunday thing that they talk about affects fantasy football players as much as it does NFL players. And so you just get that bad shake. Like this year, I had Barkley, my number one draft pick. Yeah, we all know how that went.
Yeah, man, that was terrible. Would you draft him again this year?
And say that again.
Would you draft Barkley again this year?
Oh man, you see, we talked about it because we always have these bro talks and stuff. Stuff and our strategies, and we convince each other that we're right. By talking about it so much. It makes logical sense.
Yeah,
but,
fake the fake.
Yeah, maybe so. But you can make as much sense with as much facts and as much history as possible, and then hand of fate comes in and says, would I pick him again?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know, because you see at this point last year we were like, oh, that was a fluke.
Third round
you'd pick him?
No, would you?
Would I pick him third round?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd pick him third round.
Second?
Sure. Man, I don't even know if I'd make him RB2 right now, because what my determination is, like, I gave him a break from last year, but because he did the exact same thing this year, I got to say the guy's injury prone. The guy's a candy bone. No, he made out of candy canes.
Bone.
You know what I'm saying? And
with a heart of gold. Got a heart of gold. Has a heart of gold. Yeah.
Candy. Like those candy cigarettes. You get a box of those. They're always broken. You know why? Because they made a running back bone.
Saquon bone.
Saquon bone. Yeah, so
that's terrible. That's terrible.
So RB3, man, that would be fantastic. But that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, RB2 would be you RB2 is where you're gonna find them.
Yeah.
Next year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because people aren't gonna let go of that. They're not gonna let the next guy get that guy in case he is good this year.
Yeah. Just like
because
McCaffrey.
we've all been surprised by Cook. Cook was giving us that.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I'm a great player, but I'm injury prone.
Yeah. Yeah.
He gave us that several years, and all of a sudden this year, you couldn't stop the guy.
No.
Or last year.
No.
Well, I mean, the year before that, when we all sat Madison on our bench thinking, yeah.
That was last year. Oh, yeah, year before last. Yeah.
It's like a little egg
in
the incubator. You got the light on it. Yeah, come on, chicken. And chicken never came out.
It turned out to be a golf ball.
It was a golf ball. We got a big hole in the bottom where a freaking snake already ate the rest of it out.
Oh, no.
But you got to look at all sides. But what I'm saying is that happened that year, and it happened again this year. Because I had Madison and Cook went out, and I was like, oh, yeah, here we go. I'm going to replace Barkley. And he did great that game, but of course he's on my bench, right? Because he didn't start. I started him the next week. Nothing.
Yeah. Well, Michael Boone. You got booned. Yeah.
I got booned.
Yeah. And the other guy. Yeah. But yeah. And so talking about like the last year, now you were a commissioner. during 2020, right?
Yes.
So
I was commissioner of 2 leagues.
yeah,
No,
okay.
one league.
One league.
One
Okay,
league. I'm
okay,
sorry, not
okay.
not 2
So
leagues. One
how
league.
was it being a commissioner during like whenever we would have situations where there was COVID and you didn't know if the player was going to actual play till Sunday because of the quarantining and
Right.
everything like that. So how did you handle all that?
Well, and the I had a meeting with our players at the beginning of the league. Okay, so we could talk 2 perspectives here. One where I was the commissioner, and our league actually opted not to play. That first league that I was in,
Yeah.
or I'm the commissioner in, they opted out
Wow.
of the league, and
Wow.
it wasn't just because of COVID.
Oh yeah.
My
Yeah.
my league is made up of guys I used to work with because I'm a retired police officer, so I work with police officers, and I'm still commissioner of their league even though I'm retired and I don't work there. There was other factors involved that made them not very happy with the NFL, so they opted out because of COVID and the other factors. They essentially sat out this year because they didn't know if people were going to protest or people were going to get COVID. You know what was going to happen. It was bad luck for a fantasy football manager because for whatever reason, your guy could go out all of a sudden for an unforeseen circumstance, something you can't control.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we saw
and
that a lot.
there was talk that it wasn't just like one guy, like it was going to be many top guys on these teams playing. So your top players were rumored to drop out. They were just going to not show up.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So you got like top running back, top quarterback, top wide receivers, and they all drop out.
Yeah, like Deshaun was one of them.
Teams.
Yeah.
How are you going to replace that? So these guys coupled all that together, and they sat out. But what I did, I left that league on. So we didn't bet any money. We didn't put our monies down. We didn't hold this season as a counted season. But I still left it on. And the guys were just going to quit. But I left it on, and everybody played. Okay, they said we're going to play. They still played.
Yeah.
Now my other league that I'm in is where I currently work. Those guys are a little more ruthless. They didn't care. They're like, oh, your player don't play? Too bad. You just got to replace him.
You work with a bunch of pimps. Too bad.
Dude.
Give me my money.
Give me my money.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Oh, you're gonna play good. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna take the money. They just were heartless and I think it was to their detriment because they were saying, you're gonna lose your top running back or you're gonna lose your top wide receiver or quarterback.
Yeah.
But so were they. Okay, they didn't realize that all the bad that could happen to everyone else could happen to them.
Yeah.
And so they had no parachute. And so we ran just normal ball.
Yeah.
We played ball like you would any other day. And if a guy was COVID, better have a deep roster. You better have a deep lineup. But I played a 12-man league there. So you know how our leagues go when you're playing 12-man. It's not deep. That's a very shallow pool. And our league decided, we need training wheels. We don't know how to play fantasy football. We need waiver wires.
Right. Yeah.
So,
this is an anti-waiver wire show. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't believe in waiver wires.
No.
That waiver wires are training wheels, and they're embarrassing. And actually, they actually help keep the last place guy down. You know how I know that? Because I was last place last year.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I needed to replace multiple people in a week per week.
Like it was like you had Kenny Galladay, right?
Yes.
And then Barkley, correct?
Kenny Galladay, Barkley. I had Godwin.
Okay. Yeah, he went down.
Super Bowl champion Godwin, but he didn't look like it in the beginning of the year, did he? I had Mark Ingram, which was great the year before. Decided not to play this year. I don't even know if he got his shoes dirty. I mean, seriously, I don't even know what he did.
Healthy scratch.
But
yeah.
He stunk up the ground, dude.
He's cut. He's a free agent now. Yeah.
I would be too, because he's terrible.
I don't know what happened.
Essentially, my first 5 picks all went in the trash can. And so, for whatever reason, and I had Galladay, and I was betting on that guy. Whenever he was in, Galladay was good. So, but he wasn't in all the time.
No, he didn't. I would probably say he didn't play half the season. So yeah, you were put in a weird spot, and see, that's the whole thing is. But you hustle, and even though you're hustling, and you're studying, you still don't get rewarded,
No.
and it's I've said it before, it's a little communist, a little communist, So yeah, it's like, oh, you work hard, you try to get ahead, you do everything, but oh, well, you get back in the line. Why? Because I said so. Yeah,
right.
yeah, no,
it's not. It may be communist, maybe socialist. What do you want to say it?
Mm-hmm.
It is un-American.
Yeah.
Definitely not Texan. It's not what we're used to.
Yeah.
And so, if I need to make a difference, I want to make a difference, and I was being held back where I needed to get a couple of players so I could be a contender next week,
mm-hmm.
because all mine were dropping out like
mm-hmm.
flies.
Mm-hmm.
But the other guys that had their players, they were getting all the top picks.
And
I would get one. Remember, there's 12 people.
Yeah.
All right, I'd get one, and then 11 others would get what they wanted, and then here's me again.
Yeah.
So now I get number 13.
Yeah.
How does that help the last place guy? So, I mean, by the time the third or fourth guy got through picking, you were done. So I could only get one guy and hope that he was going to save the day. So I spent all my time looking for those sleepers, right?
Yeah.
And we all know how that goes.
Oh, God.
Those guys stay asleep.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, you're saying names that you never even dreamed of. But, of course, our viewers will be like, well, then trade. Then get a package together and trade. So
right.
What would happen in that league when you try
mm-hmm.
to trade?
In this league, I call it the Turds for Gold League. mm-hmm. Yeah, they want to give you turds and take all your gold.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So, if you're talking about like it's 4th of July and you shot off this really great firework, but now it's just a burnt box. They're like, hey, I'm going to trade you this burnt box for your great firework. Yeah, that's a good trade. And then, yeah, that's what they want.
That actually,
you know what I mean?
That actually sounds like what happened with the Houston Texans and the Cardinals. With David Johnson and
fireworks all the time. Hey, here's all these fireworks. Give me your burnt box.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Do
you remember?
What good's a burnt box?
Do you remember any of the trades? Just off the top of your head, any of them? Just any one.
One that I was offered?
Yes. Yeah, that was just like a straight up just trying to reach around. Well, not even reach around. There was no lube involved.
There was no reach around.
No.
It was all sandpaper related. I always have guys trying. Oh, I had a guy try to fleece Kenny Galladay. My only good player was Kenny Galladay.
Mm-hmm.
And they're wanting to give me John Brown for Kenny Galladay.
Okay, good enough.
And they look at me and go, what? I mean, that's a great trade.
For me, yeah.
Maybe in hindsight, maybe John Brown did better. I don't know. But at the time, he was my only scorer.
Yeah.
They were trying, essentially, I'm running on one cylinder out of 8, and they wanted to take that last spark plug out.
Yeah.
That's what they want. Yeah.
Well,
but that's whole trading was out of the way because there's no way they were going to make a fair trade.
So there you go. So, and I think the punishment is that you have to wear a dress. Is that right, bro? Yeah. I think I saw a picture of it. You look like Esther Merman. Yeah. You'll be swell. That's what you look like.
Dude, all I know is if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it right. So
dude,
I had a wig, I had makeup.
I saw that, and so
I had everything.
I showed my wife that. I was like, look at this picture, and she goes, oh my God, it's terrible. I said, what's bothering me is that somewhere in my brother's closet he has a blonde wig. I was like, that bothers me.
Yeah. My wife's wig. We do a lot of costume stuff over here.
Okay.
She had a wig, and she fashioned it for me.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to tell everybody is, if you're a fantasy football loser, then you make that your proud moment, and you do it the best you can.
There you go.
And you own that sucker, and you take it away. I look so good. I was making guys at the table embarrassed. They were like freaking out, and I think some of them were attracted to me. It was a little scary because I saw how they were looking at me. And I was like, my wife was with me, thank God, but she's like, dude, I think that guy likes you. Looking at you. Yeah.
Well, you didn't look bad, bro. You didn't look bad.
No,
Surprisingly.
Man, take your punishment.
You
Part
fit
of
the
this
part.
game is, taking the punishment. If you're one of them leagues that gives out punishment, take it. But, man, own that sucker.
Yeah.
Be the best one ever that no one can beat you. Make them have to top you next year.
There you go.
So I won in that way.
Yeah.
I won last place.
Yeah. And now you don't have anything to fear because you've been there. Yeah, so it's no big deal. You have nothing but up, to look at. So
just another year, bro.
Yeah.
Just another year.
There you go.
And it was still fun.
And then when you were a commissioner, of course, you took off waiver wires and had a great time and everything.
That league that I was in that we ran just for fun did have waiver wire because there's a lot of chickens in that league too, and I took it off. And it was straight ball, bro. It was first come, first serve. If a guy dropped a guy, you get the guy. I mean, it was what I call punishment, where if you make a bad decision and you drop this guy because you're, faking the fake, so to speak, you drop that guy and somebody's like, oh, that dude dropped that dude. Boom. Now he's got him. That's how the games play. Yeah. No stops, no parachutes. You live with the decisions you make. Good luck.
Or like Connor but dude, if you saw Connor's transactions, it was like drop the same guy, like pick him up, drop him, pick him, drop, pick him, drop, pick him, drop, pick him, drop, drop him, pick him, pick him. It was like,
pick him, drop. What are you doing, dude?
Yeah, it was funny to watch because like we would get these alerts, and so it go ding, picked up so and so, ding, dropped so and so, ding, picked up so and so, ding.
Yeah.
It was rhythmic, man. It was a groove to it. But let's go ahead and make sure to thank the supporters of our show. I usually go back and forth with everybody, but you're a guest, so I'll handle it. So the first one will be, of course, Sports Host app. Yeah, Sports Host app. Make sure and download it. It's a great communal app for sports fans, and they'll talk about any type of sports. I think I saw disc golf in there, cricket was in there. Of course, football, baseball, basketball, what have you. So.
It's like a sport.
Yeah, it's like a sport. It's like beer. Yeah, but the thing is that it's not there's no trolls. Okay, so you don't have to worry about somebody like saying something and everybody's like, oh, you're dumb, you're stupid. No, it's all love there. So yeah, check it out, Sports Host app, and of course, got to give it to love to High Volume Music Radio. Yeah, man, the High Volume Music Radio app. Check it out. Download it. You'll be happy that you did. Check out also their website, highvolumemusicradio.com. You can see shows like the Business Knowledge Broker Show, the Soul Brothers Show, Andra B's Vocal Sounds, What's on Your Mind with Aunt Boogie. Blame it on the boogie. And of course you can get our show there. So man, if it ain't high volume, it ain't loud enough. The pride of Sunnyside. Bro, say it with me. The pride of Sunnyside.
Sunnyside.
Yeah, there you go. Welcome in. Okay, all right. So let's go ahead and of course, everybody, if you're entertained by two generational beefheads just bantering about, make sure and hit the like and subscribe button. Click that bell. We love it. And of course, if you don't like it, make sure you let us know by hitting that bell twice. Okay, you gotta hit that down thing twice. Okay, the down thumb, you hit thumb down twice, cause see, that's boo boo, right? So make sure to hit it twice if you don't like us, then that way we'll really know. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, let's go ahead. We're gonna jump into the news.
Space Coaster, I love that. I used to watch that all the time.
That was a surprise.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I didn't tell my bro about that. Yeah,
I can totally picture Gary Gnu singing that.
Yeah, he has a ukulele.
I love it, dude. That's a flashback.
Yeah,
Space Coaster, love it.
Yeah, so that's the good. So we're gonna be talking about the good news, and of course, if you're new to us, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. But if you if you're old salt, then you know exactly what's going on. We are going to cover the news. Now, these are things that actually happened. Okay, they actually happened. So make sure, and so they're not rumors. These are facts. So J.J. Watt signed a 2-year, $31 million contract with the Arizona Cardinals. Supposedly he had better offers, man, from the Colts and the Browns, but apparently he felt that Arizona was his best chance to get a ring. Do you agree with that, bro?
To get a ring?
Mm-hmm. Championship. That's what he's going for, man. It's a 2-year thing. And he hasn't played a full season.
I think he went with his teammate.
Is that what it is?
I think he joined Hopkins, yeah.
Okay. So it's
That's what I think, because to me, I mean, it's kind of like at work, you're comfortable around who you work with. I mean, do you really want to go to a team with 100% strangers, or would you rather have an ally that you played with that is good? He's a team leader,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll be a team leader with him.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it was more comfort than it was, I'm going to get a ring with Arizona.
Yeah.
I think they're a good team. I like Arizona. I've always liked Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Arizona back in the Kurt Warner days.
Mm-hmm.
Really liked them when they went to Super Bowl against Steelers. But Arizona's a great team. And I can't believe J.J. Watt left.
Yeah. Well, bro, you knew it was going to happen. Okay, you know it's going to happen because they're in rebuild mode, man. And this guy only has 2 years left, and this is what happens.
Actually, I really thought he was one of those guys that's kind of like a ride or die guy with the Texans.
Okay.
I mean, you're not seeing that anymore. You're not seeing that in players anymore.
When has Houston had
players that are ride or die? They stayed the whole time.
Okay, Houston players that have done that. What, Biggio, Bagwell, right? Yeah. Who else?
I mean, go to the football days. I mean, if I'm not wrong, old days, Earl Campbell was always on the Oilers.
Mm-hmm.
You ever go anywhere else?
Mm-hmm. Well, he's got some really good kolaches. Yeah.
I'm just saying that long time ago, those players stayed.
Uh-huh.
I have a Watt jersey because I thought, hey, dude, he's always going to be there.
Well, I have a Watson jersey, so that's going to be classic here pretty soon. Yeah. Yeah, so.
It's just the trend is nowadays, it's like what's good for me is, more important than the team. Like they used to actually have some kind of commitment or loyalty.
Yeah.
Teams now it's pretty much like the regular world. It's just, hey, what's good for me? What can I do for me in my personal career? Which I don't blame them because they have the talent and they have the ability. Mm-hmm. They should do that. But it just coming from a place where you saw a lot of loyalty, it seems a bit hollow.
Well, but Watt, you would say, is a good guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a good person, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. He doesn't deserve to be
one of the best examples.
He doesn't deserve to be on the Texans. He doesn't deserve to be on the Texans. He deserves to be someplace else, especially this coming up year. I mean, bro, it's like on our show we normally play yakety sax, the Benny Hill music, Yeah.
Another show we used to watch.
Yeah, anytime that we mention the Texans, we play that. Yeah,
Well, lately I can see why.
Yeah,
because they've been mismanaged, to say the least.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And it had dire results.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When they got rid of Hopkins, I said, dude, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And it killed our future because of what they traded away. Mm-hmm. They gave away all our picks. We don't even have a chance. We'll get some more picks next year. Dude, we're floating in the water. We're here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see why Watt would want to leave.
Yeah.
But as a Texan fan, I mean, I'm Houston.
Yeah.
I don't want to see J.J. Watt.
Nah.
I mean, you're unplugging your team.
Well, I don't know who's
going. I don't know when our team is going to be a team again.
Well, I don't know who's going to be on the HEB commercials.
I don't know either, man. Yeah.
I mean, come on. David Johnson. Yeah. So, in fact, let's talk about him. Let's talk about David Johnson. He restructured his contract.
Remember when I told you? Yeah. Go ahead.
To stay with the Texans for another year. So now he has $2 million guaranteed. I think he's only getting like 1.45 or something like that. So now he's getting more guaranteed money, and it can be an up to $6 million contract because of incentives. So go ahead. What were you saying, bro?
Remember I told you that I played fantasy football for a while, like a long time ago? Mm-hmm. David Johnson was a great pick when he was in Arizona a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like, a long time ago.
Yeah. Like
fantasy football-wise. Yeah. So I feel like the Texans are being a team that, like, there's a new guy in fantasy football, and he doesn't want to do any studying, so he's just picking out the names that he heard everybody talk about for the last couple of years, and he's like, oh, that guy's available, let me grab him,
Yeah.
Like, we got Amon Green a long time ago, because Amon Green was the Packers, was a great running back, but he was already used up, But we drafted, we got him, we didn't draft him, we picked him up, signed him. Well, here we go with David Johnson again.
Yeah.
Oh, burned out firecracker box. Maybe there's a couple little left. Because it was a gun box. So you had to rig it so a couple. You can put this. It'll come out. A little bit.
Well, the Texans, they cut Duke Johnson. So they're going like all in on David.
I don't mind that because I always called him Dookie Johnson on account of the Dookie.
Well,
I never liked the
like out the Dookie. Yeah. Okay, so David Johnson, that doesn't make you excited as a Texan fan, then that he's going to be around for another year. No,
I'm glad that we have a running back.
Okay, all right, okay,
but no, he's not a running back. He's not what the Texans need.
Yeah,
but we're so torn up. What does it matter?
Yeah,
we can't draft anybody. That's what we got. This is the product of letting somebody who doesn't know what the hell they're doing make decisions for your team.
Yeah,
so we're living with it. We're having to live through these bad seasons. It's just going to happen.
Well,
so it doesn't matter.
So you're a bigger man than me. So I have hope in the Texans. See the Texan logo back there, hope. Okay, but I'm wearing a Broncos hat.
Hey, you jump ship,
dude. I'm tired. I am tired. I had too much. It was too much.
I grew up as an Oilers fan, and you did too, if you remember. And when the Oilers left to become the Tennessee Oilers, I became a multifaceted NFL fan. So I have several teams that I follow, not just the Texans.
Yeah. Because
the team I grew up on left me.
Yeah.
So otherwise, I would be a hardcore Oilers fan.
Yeah.
But they left, and so I learned, it's hard to root for one team. So I have one team. I'm going to root for my home team. Root for my Texans. Yeah. But I'm like you. I like several other teams.
Yeah.
But I don't exclude the Texans. I think you've actually flushed them down the toilet.
Well, no. Look, hope.
See, we still have the hope. Okay.
See, hope. I got hope back there. Yeah.
Okay. I take that back.
Yeah. So every
you
podcast
still have some reserve.
Yeah.
So when they're doing good, let me jump on that farewell fan train.
I just until I can actually they win me back because, dude, whenever I did that whenever they got rid of Hopkins. When they got rid of Hopkins, I even went as far as like on my the numbers on the curb of my street, has a Texan logo. I covered it up with duct tape. yeah. But I've taken it off since. I've taken it off since. So because I have hope. Yeah.
Well, when they got rid of Hopkins, they unplugged the team.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing the parts fall apart. Watt is gone, and I'm afraid Watson won't be far behind.
No, he won't.
So it doesn't surprise me about the David Johnson deal because he's the best they have.
He might be included.
Because the best doesn't mean you're good.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you tell me that all the time. Yeah, he might actually be included in that package they were talking about to Carolina. That might get the Texans a bunch of draft picks plus McCaffrey.
Dude, they better have some kind of like rabbit's foot or something up there at the management office at the Texans.
No, we better hope that Bill O'Brien gets hired as a GM over there.
Oh, Bill O'Brien goes there to Carolina. I make decisions.
Yeah. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Yeah. But
I'm like that guy on that show.
Yeah, talk about face to face
show.
Yeah. So moving on, Minnesota, they cut Kyle Rudolph, man. So my understanding is they brought him in to discuss restructuring. Okay, and they said that they need to get a little bit more money because the actual cap is going down due to low revenue last year, not because of lack of popularity, just because there's nobody there at no fans there to buy the gear and the concessions and everything like that, and the tickets. But so they wanted to restructure his contract. He replied with a hard no, and then demanded more targets. And then they said, okay, sure, no problem. Go find him some else. Yeah, I was like, they opened the door and said, here's more targets, go get it. Ha! And they shut the door. Yeah.
Speaking of target, maybe they're hiring you. Can get
it. Exactly. Well, that's where he's at.
There you go.
That's where he's at.
No more
how
off the red zone reindeer.
Yeah. I just saw the irony in that because Target was originated in Minneapolis, I think. That's where they started.
Oh, was it? Wow.
Yeah, and so now you just said Target.
Yeah, you can work at Target.
Yeah, it's right there. Super Center.
It's available.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
It shows you that there's a season for everything. These players that were good, really good, they tend to, not for long. What does NFL stand for? Not for long, right? You tend to wear down.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Rudolph as a key player on my tight end list that I want to put on my team in a long time. And
Well,
I see him float around in the pool all the time.
yeah.
So you might play him if your guy is out or on a bye week and you planned poorly or had an injury. But no, I don't blame them. I don't blame the Vikings for getting rid of Rudolph because he is not what he used to be. I know he thinks he is,
Yeah. Well,
but he's not. He's not Gronk or any of those other guys.
what's that old gray man? She ain't what she used to be.
He ain't, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
used up, and he's gonna. I'm afraid he's gonna. It's gonna. I don't know who's gonna pick him up, but it's not gonna be what he wants.
Yeah. Probably Chicago.
He should have played ball with the Vikings.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's gonna end up with what he wants. I would be surprised if he did.
Fantasy-wise speaking, there's a man out there now, Big Irv Smith Jr. He was the reason why he didn't like Rudolph because Rudolph was his playing time was getting cut in by Irv Smith. If you remember the young guy, right? So now he's going to be the only guy. So that actually might be something to look into. Yeah. So Irv, big Irv.
Well, yes, and tight end wise, opportunity. We talked about opportunity, but opportunity doesn't always mean productivity, because you got to know what their scheme is, what their offensive scheme is.
Right.
They have some great wide receivers and they have an excellent running back.
Yeah.
So, do they throw to the tight end? Is he a red zone target, or what did they use him for? Don't be fooled by that simple
Watch
fact.
out. Yeah.
It's not just one thing. You got to know how do they score and how do they make their plays.
Nice.
And that comes by watching the games and watching the team and see what they do.
Perfect. That's exactly right. Watch the games,
So
man.
it's not that easy. Oh, Rudolph's off. Boom, guys, top tight end. Maybe, but not necessarily.
But it might not be something like to get around, the late rounds if you want to get two tight ends, if you want to draft two tight ends, so just keep an eye on it.
It's something to look at, but I just don't know how Minnesota's going to use it.
Yeah, at the first, maybe we'll get a preseason this year and we'll be able to see what's going on.
That would be helpful.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
But we've been fooled in preseason before.
Oh, yeah.
What was that? Westbrook, where you thought he was going to be the man, because in preseason he was awesome. After that was it.
Yeah.
No more.
Yeah, Mr. September. Or August, Mr. August. So Miami, they cut their Pro Bowl or their star linebacker, Kyle Van Noy, 1 year after he signed his 4-year, $51 million contract. Okay, so just throwing that out there.
Wow.
Anything you want to say on that? Just craziness.
I don't know why that happened.
Yeah, cap. It's cap casualty. Yeah, there's going to be like a lot of cap casualties. Yeah.
Well, I mean, all that stuff can be added up. I mean, do they not have somebody counting the beans over there? I mean, you sign a guy for whatever he wants, and they go, "Oh crap, we got to pay for that."
Yeah.
You can see that one coming.
Yeah.
That's a numbers game. That's ridiculous.
Well, we might be actually in the rumor section. We might see the reason why they did that. We'll talk about that here in a little bit.
Okay. I'll say shit a lot.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Welcome. So the Broncos, the franchise tagging their Pro Bowl safety, Justin Simmons. But we'll keep working on a long-term deal. I know you don't have much to say about that. The defense goes through Von Miller, so without Von Miller, that's the main thing. So hopefully he'll be back for my beloved Broncos. Then Big Ben. Beloved, yeah. It's
How long have you been a Broncos fan?
As long as I can remember. Back whenever I saw the sunset fall behind the Rocky Mountains, that's
How long
when
has
I
Hopkins
knew.
played for Arizona?
That's when I knew that I was going to be a Broncos fan.
Beloved. Hey, well, don't listen to me. I'm not wearing a championship ring.
Oh, that's right. Hey, look at that. That's funny. So Big Ben said he was willingly reduced his pay from $19 million to $14 million, spreading out the cash and lowering his cap hit. The reason why I mentioned that was because it's Kyle Rudolph. You should have listened to that guy.
How old is Big Ben? Do you know?
Oh, I think he's like 37 or something like that. Yeah.
So he's getting old. I think he did that because he doesn't like to pay.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
He didn't want it back, so he's like, you know what? I'll just take a cut.
yeah. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Yeah.
No, yeah, Rudolph should have followed Big Ben's lead.
Uh, and
But no, I mean that guy's set in his ways. He knows his offense. He knows his coach.
mhm,
He's an older player. He's a good player, but he's older.
mhm.
I don't think he wants to learn a new thing. He wants to
Yeah.
keep doing his thing.
I
And
don't-
so
I
it
would-
was in his benefit and the team's benefit to cut that
Yeah.
much money away.
Yep.
Even though giving away $4 million to
Yeah,
us sounds crazy. To those guys, man, it rains money. I mean,
that's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah. And
I mean, after a certain amount of money, what's money? You know.
right. Well, yeah, yeah. You can only be so rich, so to speak. I think I hear. So WTF, man, is releasing the AP Comeback Player of the Year, QB Alex Smith. Is that a big deal? Does it mean anything?
I mean, it's time for him to go somewhere else, I guess.
Season.
I mean, the guy's a plug and play. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Alex Smith, really? I mean, whenever he was in his heyday with Kansas City, he was a game manager.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they call a quarterback
Yeah.
who isn't a quarterback. It's a quarterback who relies on his players to make him look good
Mhm.
because he isn't.
Yeah.
Okay? He is a great plug and play. I need a guy to get the ball to my other guys that actually know how to play. That's good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's there. Again, he's the best they got at the time.
So
You can make a living being the best left.
So do you
Okay.
think that he?
I mean, it's like that box of donuts, you know, the mixed donuts whenever all the good ones are gone. And you're like, I've never seen a
coconut?
boysenberry filled donut that is better than that one with the nuts all over it. 'Cause it looks- So, or the cake one with nothing on it. So give me the boysenberry. You know, I don't know.
Spoken like a true cop. See,
The best.
once a cop, always a cop. Yeah.
That's not what I know.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, did he take his last snap in the NFL? Did Alex Smith take his last snap in the NFL?
No.
Okay.
Everybody needs a good second.
Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, because he's safe. He won't. Well, he shouldn't turn it over.
There's,
But
I
watch
don't know
his
what
ankles.
team, but another team needs a good second.
Yeah.
He's definitely a good backup for you. No,
Maybe like to the Jaguars, because there's rumors that they're going to get rid of Mayfield, or not Mayfield, Minshew.
Oh shit! Wow.
Yeah, well, yeah, because they're about to get the first pick of the draft, so they're going to go for that. There's a new hot prospect, you know, so they're probably going to grab that guy, and they would want a veteran backup, which might be Alex Smith. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that'd be a mistake.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. All right. So that's the good news. Now we're going to go ahead and just jump straight to the rumors. Now, of course, if you stay with us this long, you know, hold on. Yeah, we got a little bit more. You know, a little bit more, but not too much more. Yeah, I promise you, not too much more. All right. So look at all these rumors surrounding me every day. Yeah. So that's what we got going on. So the first one we'll talk about is here in Texas, bro. Dak reportedly should be 100% by April, and then that's what. I think what's made Dallas state that they aren't interested in trading for Russell Wilson, but they want to sign Dak. That's their whole focus. The head scratcher to me. Yeah, because that's one of the places.
Doesn't surprise me. Why wouldn't they keep Dak?
Why would they keep
cut Dak? Why would they not? Why would they get rid of Dak?
Well, because his foot literally came off his body.
Oh, I thought he was going to be better.
Well, yeah, but still, his foot came off his body. You know, if that happens, bro, you remember whenever you had a toy and the thing would break and you put it back on, it'd work for a little bit more than the foot would come off again, you know? So,
Well, okay.
Yeah.
There. But I thought he was going to be 100%. If he's not going to be 100%, then there's a reason to consider that.
yeah.
But
I just don't know
like we talked earlier, is that a career-ending injury? If the answer is no, then why wouldn't you stay with Prescott? Because he is great for that team.
Yeah.
He's done some great stuff there. He's a great quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know about his mobility, though. It might hurt his mobility.
Well, okay, fine. It
Yeah.
might. But you've seen these players, these uber athletes like him, things that should keep them down somehow don't. These people can overcome that stuff.
Yeah.
These great, talented athletes,
Okay.
they have it in them. And I think they believe he does. And I think they wouldn't be acting that way if they didn't think he did.
Okay.
There's something telling them It's like a Lego. We put it back on. It's okay. I
You
would
can
not
always
be
glue it back
surprised.
together. You can always glue it back
Always put
together.
it back together. Yeah, with the glue. Yeah, with the glue.
Yeah,
So
that's for me and
I
my.
think I think
Yeah,
he'll be fine.
yeah, that's for.
I think he's fine. And for Russell Wilson to think, hey, I'm just going to go wherever I want to go, that's a little egotistical.
Yeah.
Thinking, oh, I'm Russell Wilson. I'm just going to plug and play at the Cowboys.
Well,
I'm plug over here.
let's talk about him. The Seahawks, they're not happy with how the situation with Russell Wilson has unfolded. This is what the report came out this offseason. Last month, he posted, Russell Wilson, that he's frustrated with head coaches Pete Carroll's offensive style and how he's unable to provide meaningful input to the offense. And of course, if you remember, right whenever the season ended, they fired their offensive coordinator. I believe it was Marty Schottenheimer, because Pete Carroll came out and said that he wanted to run more. And then next thing you know, they're firing the offensive coordinator. So it seems like they're really getting focused on this wanting to run more thing. He would said he wants to go to Dallas, New Orleans, Las Vegas, or Chicago, and he has a no trade clause. So that makes things a little bit more dicey there, bro. So you being from the old school, what's your thoughts about this situation? Would this situation happen when you first started playing back whenever Clinton was president?
Well, it did. Like I mentioned before, people didn't do that. Players played to win. They didn't care about coaching. They didn't care about input to the offense or do I get to pick the next general manager or any of that. They played their positions and they led their teams. They stayed in their lane. Okay, let's just say it that way. Russell Wilson is a great quarterback and he fits well in for the Seahawks. He's great there. I guess that he might be great wherever you put him, but I know he's a great fit with Seattle and what they're doing. It doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be good if he goes somewhere else. But okay. I think to take the leader of your team, which a quarterback undoubtedly is the leader of a team, that's the guy that everybody centers around. And for him just to say, hey, I want to go play for another team, what does that really do for the setup for next year?
Yeah.
How do these players feel going back on the field, busting their butts, conditioning, learning the plays, and putting themselves in physical harm for a guy who would rather be somewhere else? I mean, think about it. I mean, that starts to unravel a team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they had any thinking about being loyal to their teams, like I said before, it's going to start becoming unraveled whenever the number one guy has his eyes on any other team and even has a list. What's up with that? I mean, you're going to be thinking about that whenever you're in the middle of the hot sun, run your butt off, can't breathe, you're trying to get straight, for conditioning.
Right.
Are you really going to want to put in that extra effort? In the fourth quarter, 2 minutes left, are you really going to want to bust your butt and sacrifice yourself for this guy who would rather be playing for some other team?
Right.
I think it's going to hurt Seattle's chances to grow as a team. They're a great team. I love Seattle. Mm-hmm. Seattle's one of the teams I like to watch.
Yeah.
And I never understood that whole, we want to run first, but then who's going to be the running back,
Yeah. Well, yeah, so, we don't know who's going to be the running back.
We always talked about that.
Yeah.
What you want and what you can do are two different things.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and just blend. There actually might be a running back because, Chris Carson's a free agent. So let's go ahead. There was a couple more things we want to talk about, but we'll go ahead just for the sake of time. We'll jump to this last one so we can actually, because I know that you have a lot to talk about this guy. I know you do, bro. I know you do because we talked about him. And no, it's not. Real quick, one sentence, two sentences, because I do want to hear. This isn't the guy I'm talking about, but I am curious about this. What do you feel about Kenny Galladay being franchise tag, being the with Jared Goff being his quarterback? Just real quick, just give me a thought on that.
Galladay's he's a great receiver.
Yeah.
I don't know Goff's ability. I imagine he's just same as Stafford. I mean, if he can hit him, I'm sure he'll be fine. But Galladay's a great receiver.
Yeah.
He still is a great receiver. I don't regret drafting him. The only problem was he had some injuries this year. Last year.
Would you draft him in the third round again?
Depending on what I can learn from his injury, if he's better, I would strongly consider it, yes.
Yeah.
I think he's still a great wide receiver.
Okay. All right. Well, Then let's just go ahead and go to this last. You know what? I have a question for you, bro. I don't want to forget it. Okay, I wanted to ask you this when I introduced you. I forgot, and it just popped up now. I don't want to forget it. Okay, tell me. I know it's kind of weird because in the rumors and all that, we're just kind of taking a left shot here. Who is the one guy? Because I want to know that you're looking forward to drafting next year. Like you have to have this guy. Okay, so it's not a first rounder because you sometimes those are whatever. We're talking about like second round and below, and lower. Who's that one guy?
Oh man, it's easy to get focused on the first round players like that you really really like.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about the guy that would go
second round. Yeah, so you're looking at wide receivers. You're looking at tight ends, quarterbacks, some running backs.
It's hard to get away from going my mind to Kenny Galladay.
That's the guy.
I don't know, but I mean, he's a great player. He's great in his position. The reason why I'm hesitating and thinking is because I'm giving it strong consideration because he has a new quarterback.
Yeah.
And
well, yeah. No. Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to go.
No, that would be a bad one. Okay, I'll give you an example. Here's mine. With no thought, I know exactly who it is. I'm actually going to curtail my draft strategy to get this guy, Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is the guy that I must have next year. Because if it wasn't for Stephon Diggs, I wouldn't have this right here. Because whenever he did that breakout 37-point, game or fantasy football game, that was like, I think it was a championship. It was a championship game. He got me this ring. So, yeah. So I have to get Stephon.
You have more inspiration than I do.
Right, but I just wanted
remember,
to
your perspective is that of someone who had a lot of good breakout. This guy did great for me, and I won this great thing with him. I'm coming from the perspective of I bet on these guys as those guys with the same enthusiasm, and I got popcorn fart. Nothing. Okay?
Beer fart.
Nothing. Yeah. But I would bet, and here's my thing. When a guy does really good one year like that, is he really guaranteed to do good next year?
I don't care.
Anytime.
Yeah, man. Come on.
Don't know.
Yeah.
You might be suffering from what I call like last year's bias. Like you think what happened last year is going to happen this year.
Okay.
Unnecessarily.
Yeah, I like the way his targets. I like how he was a target hog, and Stephon Diggs is a jerk enough where he won't let anybody else get the most of the targets. Yeah,
I don't disagree with what you're saying. I'm just saying I would enter it more cautiously.
Okay, then just say the person's name. Just say so. So is Galladay the guy?
At this point, if I had to pick, I would strongly consider Galladay.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
But not necessarily.
Okay. All right. Good enough. No, it's March. Come on, man. Yeah. And so okay. So
and I don't slap shot stuff. I got to think about it.
Yeah. I know. If
you want a good answer, you got to let me consider.
Yeah.
But remember, this is that far into the 50-year-old guy. We're like those trees on Lord of the Rings.
I don't think it's the age. We must be completely transparent, and you did crime scene investigation. That's what kind of police officer you were. You weren't like on the side like hey come here punk what are you doing? You're a crime scene investigator. That's what you retired as. So you have a crime scene investigator's mind. So that was stupid for me to ask. Sorry. Let's go into the
analytical.
Yeah.
If I was closer to draft day, I would have my choices down.
Excellent.
Because I'd have my studies done, but I can't shoot off the hip right now.
Yeah, it's my fault. That was a bad question.
So you get Kenny Galladay right now.
Okay, sounds good. So the last guy that we're going to talk about the river before we land the plane, Arizona head coach Cliff Kingsbury stated that he's confident that Chase Edmunds can be a lead back, can be a featured back, man. So with Kenyon Drake set to be a free agent, Does that mean that it's curtains for Drake? I mean, is he gone?
Well, okay.
Do you agree with him? Do you agree with him about Chase Edmonds? Start there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Chase Edmonds has proven many times he can be a feature back.
Okay. Okay.
Chase
Okay.
Edmonds has scored as a feature back.
Yes. Yes.
Chase Edmonds is one of my hidden gem sleepers I was banking on.
He did.
Okay?
He did for a little bit.
Drake went out, and he was all crying. He was all,
Yeah.
Dude, I thought, yeah, finally going to replace Barkley with Chase.
Yeah.
Because I had him.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I had Madison sitting there. I had all these little hidden gems, right?
Yeah.
All these little toys without batteries in them, and I finally had a battery to put it in there. Anyway,
that's a great way to put it.
they're like toys without batteries at Christmas time. You can't play with them. You know, batteries.
Yeah.
Right? And then here comes Grandpa. Hey, I got a battery in my pocket. Like, yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Battery.
That's awesome.
Grandpa. Anyway, so we I bet on Chase. I was hoping that he was going to be my guy, and I put him in, and he did some good for me. But I don't know what happened. But Drake came back. All of a sudden, he wanted to be this great player. And we've always liked Kenny Drake.
Yeah.
We've always liked him. We've built offensive draft strategies around Kenny Drake.
Yeah.
Being part of that, and just betting the freaking bank on his butt, and burned in Miami, and kind of got burned in Arizona too, because I had him on that another team of mine last year. I had Kenny Drake, and
well, okay, and this would be a good time to mention something that's very important, that's easy to forget, especially in March, and especially when you're coming up on your draft about stuff like this. So let's say Kenyon Drake moves on, okay?
Yes.
Okay, let's say if he does, and you're like, oh, great, Chase Edmonds, dude, man, that's like a third-round draft pick. Now, I would say, is it? Because his quarterback likes to run in the touchdowns.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, and that's the same reason that like the Zane Gonzalez, who was not the kicker, was not a good kicker, was because when they got close, then they would just give it to their quarterback and let him do his magic, and so now, you got another year with D-Hop. You think that they're really going to be handing it off like in the 5-yard line? No, they're going to be trying to do like some sort of fade thing to D-Hop all the time, So I even though he could be a feature back, I don't think a running back on Arizona is ever going to be featured.
Well, he didn't do that the first year. Kyler Murray didn't run like that the first year. He did that this year. Okay, and that was a surprise to me. Maybe not to some people. It surprised me how often he ran. And it surprised me how he survived.
Well,
okay?
yeah.
And I think that was new, all right? The fact that he scrambled was new, all right? I don't think defenses were ready for that. I don't think they ever caught up to it. Okay. I think they may have at the end.
Yeah.
But to the detriment of the running backs, that happened. Hopkins was still a high-end receiver. He still made his points. He was still up there. He was still a great receiver. He still made his points.
Yeah.
Because he kicked my butt in a couple of freaking things that I thought, oh, sure, Kyler's going to run it. I'm good to go. And then here comes freaking 40 points.
Yeah.
It's like that guy gets double points when he catches the ball. Whenever you watch him, when the guy is like a star player that you think might not do good that week.
Yeah.
And like every pass he catches is worth 2 times the points. I'm like, dude, what the frick? Your halftime looks like a full game of points. And I'm like, God dang it. Because I was going to beat that dude. If I'd have beat that dude, I wouldn't have wore that dress. But anyway, my point is, Hopkins, one of the guys, seems to get double points. He gets his points. But my thing is, Kyler Murray was a surprise to me and to many people that he ran so much. I think he was surprised at defenses. I think they're going to know that he's going to run, and they're going to scheme differently.
Yeah.
They're going to have to use their other weapons.
Yeah.
He's not going to get away with that again. I don't think he's going to get away with it again.
Well, he got hurt.
Just like they figured out, what's his face?
Mahomes?
Yeah, Mahomes. Yeah, that's the guy. Mahomes.
Yeah, that's why he had to do that thing that I think, because I'm not in Kansas City, I say that it's borderline cheating, where like he's running and then he acts like he's going to run out of bounds, and so the defense has to pull up, because if they touch him out of bounds, then it's a flag, right? So he acts like he is, and then he'll just like do a spin and keep going. Yeah.
What you're seeing there is a unscrupulous play. It's unsportsmanlike
Mm-hmm.
because those rules are put in place to protect quarterbacks. Yes, they can be exploited by those people who are unscrupulous and not honorable.
Yeah.
It's just like in the battlefield whenever people fought. They fought with honor, which means if your opponent lost their weapon, you would let them rearm before you fought them and continue your engagement. Why? Because it was honorable to do so. Okay. Well, this guy plays without honor if you do that, because those rules are put in place to protect him and other quarterbacks. So if you're running toward that out of bounds and they're supposed to let up, they honor that code and they let up. If you exploit it and use it to gain another couple of yards because you can get a little jump step on them, that's wrong, man. That's wrong play. It's dishonorable.
Well,
and you're right. It is like cheating, but it's more dishonorable than anything. It has to go with that whole thing with lack of loyalty. Now here's lack of honor.
Yeah.
This is it's ruining the game.
Well,
you have to have honor. You have to have loyalty.
We saw it coming whenever he figured out that he can get the credit for a touchdown, for a handoff, if he just kind of, did that little touch thing,
that little shovel pass.
Yeah, that little. I mean, even if it was just inches, just the act of that, he was able.
Just like instead of handing it to you, I give a little air to it.
Yeah.
Now I got a touchdown pass.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So he figured that out. Which, again, all these things. This is a fantasy football show, so all these things make Mahomes great because he gets extra yards when he runs, and then he also gets touchdowns because he does the little thing, And man, next year, holy mackerel,
that's good for us.
Yeah, that running back situation is going to be crazy next year.
But where you'd have to pick Mahomes to have him, I don't think it's worth it, considering what other options are.
No, you're looking at third, fourth round. Yeah, and you can get a lot of value. There's going to be some really good stuff.
You saw what Tampa did to KC in Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, yeah, Connor seems to think that he really thinks Tom Brady's a witch. Yeah, he really does. Yeah,
a wizard.
Yeah, he wears like
a wizard or a witch.
A wizard.
Well, warlock.
A warlock. Because he's like, look at Julian Edelman. Like as soon as he left, Julian Edelman broke down. He had one game in him, and then he was out. And then you look at how all the other players, like Leonard Fournette, all of a sudden found his new legs and everything like that. When he joined the team. So he's young. Connor's young, and he's able to have energy to think for things like that. But whatever, man. He's got points. Okay, there's points there. Okay,
I like conspiracy theories. It's worth considering.
Yeah. Well, he's well. You would have a great conversations plural with him. All right. Now, unfortunately, we are landing this plane. All right, it's time to land the bro show. Yeah, we got. We're still close to an hour, so that's good. That's good. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, because I had my brother on. I don't normally get my brother, and so I wanted to spend as much time as I could with him. Yeah, so
that's very cool.
Yeah, and keep in mind, everybody, that this is a as you know now. I mean, this is an all year annual show, so we'll be back. You get it once a week. So make sure to like and subscribe. If you enjoyed the two generational beefheads bantering about. Yeah, see, I love alliteration, bro. That's why I said beloved Broncos. I love alliteration. I'm sorry, man.
Oh,
you nailed me on it, but I love alliteration. It just comes out.
I had to call you on it because I was like, really.
Well, okay, because you're the only one that would. Yeah, whenever I say that, Ethan is like, huh, and Connor's like, yeah, but you're like, man, I grew up with you.
I know, and I can let you get away with it.
Beloved, come on, man.
That's why I challenged you.
Yeah, exactly.
But what do I know? I don't wear a championship ring.
Well, anyway. So we want to make sure and thank our supporters of the show, Sports Host app. A place that you can have meaningful conversations with people that love sports and not have to worry about them making you feel like you're a moron. It's a lot of love in that. So Sports Host app, make sure and download that. And also the High Volume Music Radio app. Make sure and get that. I mean, you get music, you get information, and you also get us. So make sure and download that. It's the pride of Sunnyside. Remember, if it ain't high volume, it ain't loud enough. Remember that. All right, bro. I didn't prepare you for this, so this has got to go off the cuff. Right before we end, okay, we always do something called parting shots, okay? So, like something thought-provoking, something like, like, do you remember whenever we were kids and Ronnie and Bruce would come see us.
Last words.
And we go, last word,
Yeah.
can opener,
Can opener.
yeah. Watermelon, yeah, we used to do that. Okay,
And he's yelling out the window when he was driving away.
Exactly.
Remember?
Yeah.
Can opener.
Yeah. That's crazy. Nuts. Yeah, he should have made the childhood special. But yeah, so parting shots, bro. Just a little bit of information. What I always do, what I always talk about is that this off season, like you and I were talking, bro. This is my parting shot. You and I were talking about, like you said, man, is there really that much going on? Whenever you and I first started talking about setting up for the show, because you get the highlights, you're still informed, but all the weird other stuff, you're like, man, is there really enough to talk about? Well, here we are at an hour. Look what there's enough to talk about. That's the point. You don't think there is, okay? But there's always stuff to talk about. Remember that the best way to keep a knife, okay, is you got to keep it sharp all the time. Okay, it's better to just keep it sharp instead of like about a day before you have to use it, or hours before you have to use it. You're like, gotta get sharp. That's just a terrible way. You're gonna mess up your knife. Same thing with fantasy football. You got to keep that knife sharp. You got to keep watching our shows. Hopefully you're entertained. Hopefully so. And if you are, then then you will get that information. Keep that knife sharp. There you go, bro. There's your example.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like that. That's what I told you. Keep that knife sharp so when it's in the drawer and you need it, you have it. Yes. Because it takes a long time to hone that blade. You can't do it in a day.
Yeah, now you guys know my source of my information. That's my Yoda right there. That's my bro. Yeah, so there you go. And he's smart enough to take credit for it, for my party shot. Good man. All right, so on behalf of Steve, the Bro Baldwin,
Yes.
and me, your humble MC Brian, the Amigo Baldwin, want to thank you for watching. And of course, guys, we hope that this year is a damn sight better than the last. And remember, everyone, in fantasy football, as in life, don't dream it, be it. All right. See y'all later, guys. Thanks for watching.